Okay, let's talk about Elliot wave theory. Elliot wave theory works like this. Here's a blank chart. A blank chart just consists of going to the chart properties, which you can do by pressing F8, and simply turning the line graph off, and choosing a line graph. Anyways, this is the Elliot wave theory. Here are our candlesticks. Here are our candlesticks. And maybe I will do another video about how to read the candlesticks. The way I do my candlesticks, red is down and blue is up. Okay. We are on the 1 hour chart here, and I prefer not to use the 1 hour chart, at least for this method. Now I want you guys to notice something. Do you see how this goes down? Down, 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 down. Right? Now watch. It comes up and then it comes down again. Sorry, I have to keep pausing it because I'm at work. But you see it comes down, it comes back up, and then it goes down again. And then it comes back up, and then it comes down again. The whole time, though, every time it establishes a low, it's always lower than the previous low. And every time it establishes a high, it's always lower than the previous high. You see, this is a high. This is also a high, but this high is lower than this high. And this high, don't pay attention to this, this is just this thing right here probably only was there for a quick second and then came back down, which is also a big sign that it's coming back down. But you see how it comes down again? It goes below this low, and when it comes back up, it's also below this high. And we could actually draw a line here. That's a trend line. That's a whole other thing. But then when it comes down this time, do you notice it breaks the previous high? Once it breaks that high, once that trend line is broken, see there's a trend line here? It doesn't reach exactly, but this is, and actually, you know what? Those aren't close prices, so if we do it on the close price, it probably is much closer. Okay, we're back. But here we really don't have Elliot wave. Here we have a little bit. You see how it comes down, comes back up, comes down, comes back up. And here we have a little bit, comes down, comes back up. But in general, this is what we would call whipsaw. And not only that, there's something else here called triangle. Or I would say it's a triangle. It starts down here actually. Watch. And when it comes to the end of the triangle, look what happens. Okay, here we have Elliot wave. In this case, it's a bull run. And actually we have two trends here. Because if you notice, we cannot draw a trend line from here to anywhere, really. So this is its own trend right here, and then we have a real trend. And it's a solid trend. There's a lot of money being made in this trend. This trend has 800 pips in it. This trend has 800 pips. Now we will not take all 800 pips because we want to catch the valleys. The valleys on the bull and the peaks on the bear. So we see that it comes down. This is a big sign for us. And it comes back up. That's where we get in. Comes back down. Here we get up. Then we see that it goes down. It comes back up again. We get in. It's coming down. We're out. Goes back up again. This is called Elliot wave theory, and it repeats itself over and over and over on the currency market. Look right here. You see how low, higher low? Whatever this is. Could be some news or an anomaly or something. Again, a higher low, and a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. And when it doesn't reach that previous high, look what's coming. Do you see that? Do you see what's coming? This. Sorry about that. This is Elliot wave theory and some trend lines. Actually, I'm sorry, this is a mistake here. I screwed this up. When we are doing an uptrend or a bull trend, we take our trend line on the bottoms because we're worried that it's going to break the bottom. But we can also take a look at the trend line on the top to see that it doesn't. We can also, I don't know if you really want to say we look at the trend line on the top. What we are interested in is this. Every point it makes a higher high, except for here. But I mean, for the most part, it can make a higher high at every level. And then, all of a sudden, it doesn't make a higher high. That's where we know that there's a new trend on. And that's that's technical analysis. That's how we can read the market. We don't need to know what's going on. We don't need to know why this is the euro against the US dollar. We don't need to know why the euro is going up against the US dollar. I'm sure if you go back to July 6, 2010, you can find some significant event that caused the euro to go on such a great run. And actually, it was on a great run before that. We just zoom out a little bit. We could look and see that it was actually on a fantastic run. You see that? We didn't even look at the whole wave. But we're not interested in the why. We're interested in the what. It doesn't matter why it's going up. We know it's going up, and we know that it's going to continue going up. And we know what to look for when it's not going to go up anymore. We know what it's going to do. And that's Elliot wave theory with some trend lines and some triangles. And it's just a little taste. This is some of the stuff that I'm using in my strategy, which I'll get to later.